Procedure T1 and T2 were described. T1 Z distribution for one population mean, and T2 was T distribution for one population mean. We are going to extend the concept of testing of hypothesis from one population to the two population. This is procedure T3. In this procedure T3, we have to compare the means of two populations. So null hypothesis is what? Null hypothesis is the average of population 1 is same as average of population 2. In other words, we can say that we are going to test the hypothesis that the means of the two populations, difference of the means of the two population is 0. So either we can write the hypothesis in this format, or we can write the hypothesis in the format mu1 minus mu2 is equal to 0. The null hypothesis is mu1 minus mu2 is equal to 0. The difference is 0. And alternate hypothesis, there are the three possibilities, whether the two means are not equal. This is the first case, two-tailed test. And we may have the another case in which we are going to test mean 1 is smaller than mean 2. And the third case is mean 1 is greater than mean 2. Any of the three alternate hypotheses can be applied in a specific situation or in a specific scenario. In this procedure T3, there are certain assumptions. Assumptions are what? Simple random samples. The sample number 1 drawn from the first population, it should be random. The sample number 2 should also be random. The samples are drawn independently. The samples are independent. There is no relationship among these two samples. The population 1 and population 2 both are the normal population. If the population are not normal, then we can have an idea of large sample size. If the sample sizes are large, but the population are not normal, we can use this procedure. If the population are normal, but the sample sizes are small, still we can use this procedure because central limit theorem gives us the chance to use that distribution. One important thing about the Z distribution that you already know as population standard deviation sigma 1 and sigma 2 both are given to the problem. If the population standard deviation 1 and population standard deviation 2 are given to the in the problem, we can use the procedure T3. The procedure T3 is nothing, it is just Z test or the Z score for the difference of two mean according to the Z distribution. It is equal to the variable minus mean divided by standard deviation. Variable minus mean divided by standard deviation. This is Z distribution, Z score. But here we are going to construct the Z score for the variable X, not for variable X. We are going to express it for the variable X bar 1 minus X bar 2. So actually this is X bar 1 minus X bar 2 in place of X. But we do not have here the mean. Why we not have mean here? The reason is the difference of two population means is 0. If the difference of two population means is 0, so we can write down it as mu1 minus mu2 here. If mu1 minus mu2 is 0, then the formula is reduced to only this part. So in most of the problem, we are going to test the equality of the two means, the mu1 minus mu2, the difference is 0, and the reduced formula you can use. Otherwise, if in some problems, the difference is given to you, suppose mu1 is larger than mu2 by 10 centimeter. So we have to plug in the 10 centimeter here in place of mu1 minus mu2. Otherwise, if we are testing the equality of two means, we can say that the two means are identical. In step number 2, the value of alpha is decided. Step number 3, the test statistics. In step number 4, either we can use the p-value approach or we can use the critical region approach. The remaining steps all are same as we did in the procedure T1 and in T2. In this problem, uh, the workers in night shift and the workers in day shift. We have to compare the production, average production in night shift and the average production in day shift. The two populations we are here. One population is the production of all units in daytime. Another population is the production in night time. So this is the production in night and this is the production in day. These are the two populations. From these two populations, the standard deviations of the population are given here. It is very interesting. The population standard deviation in daytime it is 21 and in nighttime it is 28. Samples are selected. 54 sample of 54 workers show the mean produced is 342. Mean unit produced is 342 and 60 from the night shift the mean is 351. So the sample means are given and the population standard deviations are given. Alpha is given, it is 0.05. What is to be done? We have to check whether the average number of unit produced on the night shift is larger than the day shift. So what is to be tested? The average number of units. Mean in night time, mean of the production in night time is larger than the mean of production in the daytime. This is which hypothesis is this? This is alternate hypothesis. Why this is alternate hypothesis? Because in null hypothesis, we have to keep the two means same. The average production in the daytime and the average production in the night time, both are same. Mean daytime and the mean nighttime, both are same. Population means. Population means are same in the both shifts, night shift as well as in day shift. So these are the hypotheses. So we have to cover the 6-step procedure of hypothesis testing. Here we have to compare the two population means. So the data is here. Sample size 1 is 54. The mean of sample 1 is 342. Standard deviation of population 1 is 21. The mean of sample 2 is 60. These two samples must be selected independently. So the independent sample is one of the important restriction for this procedure. In step number 2, the level of significance is given. It is 5%. Hypothesis, I already said the hypothesis. Mean 2, this is the night time. Mean 1, this is the daytime. The night time have a higher average production as compared to the daytime. So that is an hypothesis that is under consideration. And we have to check this hypothesis. Now, in step number 3, we have to implement the formula. Formula is what? Mean 1 minus mean 2, sample means. And the mean 1 minus mean 2, the population mean, the difference of the two divided by standard error. The standard error is sigma 1 square upon n1 plus sigma 2 square upon n2 if the sampling is done with replacement. Now test statistics value is computed. This population difference of population mean is 0 and the difference of sample mean is to be plug in here 342 minus 351. The value of Z observed value is this. This is called observed value of Z statistics. Z observed. It is computed. Now we have the two approaches. Either we can use a critical region approach or we can use a p-value approach. If we are using the critical region approach, so we have to construct the critical region. So Z one-sided test is to be used at 0.05. Entire alpha will be taken on the one side. This is alpha 0.05 and this is the value which we took from the table. This number minus 1.64. The critical region is the region minus 1.64 and below that. All of this brown region is known as rejection region, and this 95% region is known as acceptance regions. So we have the two regions here. If the value of Z score or the Z statistics is in brown region, we can say that it is a, yeah, we have to reject the null hypothesis. If this value is in the blue region, we can say that the null hypothesis is true. So that is the criteria for this hypothesis. We can see that the Z observed value is minus 1.9, minus 1.9 is below the minus 1.64. It is minus 1.9. It is a clear indication that the null hypothesis is not true. The data provides sufficient evidence in favor of H1. The rejection region Z is less than minus 1.64 is the rejection region. The observed value is minus 1.95, which falls in the critical region. We reject the null hypothesis. Data provides sufficient evidence to support the alternate hypothesis. And the conclusion is what? The average number of unit produced in night time is larger than the average unit produced in the daytime. That is the conclusion. It means the workers are more efficient in night time as compared to the daytime. That is the conclusion of this problem. Now, if we are doing it with the p-value approach, the Z is observed value of Z statistics, which is minus 1.953, is to look up into the Z table, and the p-value is 0.0256. This, if the p-value is less than equal to alpha, if p-value is less than equal to alpha, then we reject H naught. Then reject H naught. So in my case, reject H naught. In my case, the p-value is 0.256. So this is 0.256. And it is smaller than 0.05 because level of significance is 0.05. The p-value is smaller than alpha, we reject the null hypothesis. The same decision as by the critical region, the null hypothesis is not true. So the average number of units produced in night time is larger than the unit produced in the daytime. That is the conclusion of this problem.